Hey, love family, it's your girl ChikaJ Love. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome if you are new. So glad to see you. If you are a subscriber already, thank you for coming back. It's truly appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, it's hard to believe, y'all, that the end of 2025 is amongst us. Where did this whole year go? I don't know. It seems like we just got here. We was just saying Happy New Year and bringing in the 2025 year. But here we are again. It's December 25th and we're at the end. So this video will include a recap of my accomplishments of 2025, the things I'm still working through, some newfound discoveries about myself, and what I'll be taking into 2026, and what I'll just leave behind in 2025 because it no longer serves me. I wanted to sit down and reflect intentionally about this year, right? I didn't want to go into another year guessing, wondering, trying to remember what transpired. I documented my life, and you all have literally seen that transpire on YouTube this year because I started YouTube in March of 2025, one of my greatest accomplishments. But before we get into all of that, I want to know, how are you all? Right? How are you all doing? And not just the surface level answers of I'm fine when you're really not. But truly, how are you feeling? How did this year go for you all? Did you accomplish some things that you have set for yourself this year? Did you just say, hey, I'm going to just let this year do what it do? You know what I mean? No true plan. I'm going to just let life. And all of those things are totally fine, whether you planned it or whether you just let life unfold and do what it does. There's no judgment here, judgment-free zone. Truly, how are you all doing? Let me know in the comments and I will respond. I do talk back. So family, this year has truly stretched me in a lot of different ways, both positively and not so positively, right? But one of the things, again, as I just mentioned, that truly was an accomplishment for me was starting my YouTube channel in March. And since then, we have grown, family. We have well over 7,500 subscribers, or as I like to call you all, family, right? Because we are family. I talk to you all, and if you all feel so compelled, you leave a comment and I respond rather quickly because I do want us to have that open line of communication, and I don't want it to feel like I'm untouchable or unrelatable or I don't respond or care about what you all say. So thank you all for commenting, liking, subscribing, and being a part of the Love family. Being on YouTube, I've stayed consistent. I post multiple times a week, whether it's shorts or whether it's long form content. So grateful that I was able to get a sponsorship by way of Mochi Health, which is a telehealth company that provides a multitude of things, right? But you all know them through me by way of GLP-1s. But they have well over 100 medications that they can provide for various things, not just weight loss. I also got a promotion at work, which was one of my goals. So before I dive into 2025 and the accomplishments and the struggles and all of that, I want to reflect to who I was in 2024. In 2024, I was finding Chika still, and I still am, right? I don't know if you ever get to the point where you are actually found, because we're human and we're constantly developing, and we gain interest in one area and may lose interest in another. So I was on the journey of continuously finding Chika. I started my weight loss journey for the umpteenth time in 2024, and that's when I also started GLP-1s. And so life was looking a little differently in 2024. 2024, we moved into this house. A lot of developments on the personal side as far as the family goes. It was definitely a year of relinquishing control. 2024 was my relinquishing control era, if you will. So if I could not control it, I could not worry about it. I'm a person who likes things to go a specific way, a certain way. I know that. And if things go array and they divert from the plan that I set, it can become frustrating for me. So 2024, I said, Chika, baby, you got to relinquish it. Otherwise, you're going to be stressed out. Your blood pressure going to rise. And at the time, I was on blood pressure medications. Hello. Your blood pressure going to rise. And you might end up having a darn aneurysm. I said, girl, you got to calm down. You got to calm down and let it do what it do. Let it be what it's going to be. If you can control it, cool. If you can't, baby, give it to God. That's it. Give it to God. So that was 2024. 2025, I came into this year, I was determined more than ever with a lot of different things. And that's where we're going to get into it right now. So if you all know, and maybe there's some that who don't, but I did a video back in July of 2025 as a mid-year point check-in with the goals that I had set for myself at the beginning of 2025. And there on that video is where I showed my vision board that I created for 2025. Okay. And I know y'all probably like, Chika, girl, we can't read that. I know, it's okay. I'm going to read off some specific areas on here that I want to share with you all. So my categories I had were health, wealth, career, relationships and connections, personal growth and education, and lifestyle and aesthetics. So these were my areas that I focused on in 2025, and I will continue to focus on these areas in 2026, but there are some adjustments. As far as my health goes, and that includes physical, mental, and just overall wellness, there was some things here that I put on here like therapy for me and the girls, eat more whole foods, plant-based diet, I had a water goal, sleep goal, practicing gratitude in everything, journaling, my workout schedule, making sure I work out at least 5 times a week, get down to a certain weight, and continue to stay off blood pressure medication. So with this health and wellness section, I was able to get therapy for one of my children. And I'm still working on me as far as getting me some therapy. So that'll be something that I'll take into 2026. The eating more of the whole foods and plant-based diet. I'm on it, then I'm off of it. I'm on it, then I'm off of it. I am vegetarian, but that does not mean that I eat a whole plant-based food diet. Okay. I found myself having multiple struggles with processed foods this year, and diet and spending money has always been my 2 areas of struggle. I feel like there will always be that tussle when it comes to health for me, because I am over here trying my darnest to combat generational curses as far as health goals and financial things go. So I'm working on that. Practicing gratitude in everything. I am a person who looks at the glass half full in spite of everything that's going on. If there's a tornado type of season going on in my life, I am always looking at what I have and making sure that I show gratitude for that, and not necessarily focus on what I don't have or what could be better. I've continued to be successful with staying off of blood pressure medication. That is a huge win for me. I've had blood pressure issues since I was an adolescent because I've always struggled with my weight, always been overweight. And I shared on my channel, me starting GLP-1 was my breaking point, because I've lost and gained 70 pounds multiple times. And this was my last throw, putting my hat in the ring, if you will. I was going to get on GLP-1s. If this did not work out for me, then I was going to have like bariatric surgery. I'm not saying that that's off the table, but GLP-1s has definitely changed my life for the better. So I will continue to be on that. And hopefully with that, I will continue to be off of blood pressure medications because I have perfect blood pressure now. And all of my levels are looking great except for my iron and my vitamin D deficiency. So I'm working on that too. Let's move on to career. So with career and business, I had some entrepreneurial goals. I am a small business owner. I have a candle slash crystal mythical online store. And so I make the candles in home. They're soy. Not gonna get into all that, but I do have a small business. But I had some goals for that. I wanted to become more active with it because I did let it kind of fall by the wayside unless somebody specifically came to me regarding orders. I kind of just let that be. I lost the fire, if you will, for that. So I wanted to get back into that, and I have gotten back into that, and that is something that I will continue on in 2026 and so forth and so on. But I also had career goals as far as YouTube. And I told myself that I was going to start YouTube. I was going to start it right, wrong, indifferent, loud, quiet. I was going to start it. So I did not broadcast that I was a YouTuber until probably around June or July. I did not broadcast it to family, to friends, except for my best friend. I told him, and he's always supportive of everything I do. So thank you, JT. But I didn't broadcast it. I didn't put it on Instagram or Facebook or anything like that. I wanted my following to grow naturally, and I wanted people to find me and want to be a part of my channel and a part of the Love family. And so now, like I said, I'm well over 7,500 family members, and I truly appreciate you all. I do have a 9 to 5 career, and I work in finances. One of my goals of 2025 was to be promoted, and I did reach that milestone. And for 2026, I want to be promoted to the next level. So I am continuously working my butt off at my 9 to 5 to climb that corporate ladder. Personal growth and education is the next category I want to break down to you all. I had on here read 3 self-help slash motivational books, overcome limiting beliefs, enroll in some editing courses, YouTube classes slash courses, so I can become a better content creator. And then I had things on here about spiritual growth, meditation, journaling, mindfulness, and all of that. So I was able to read 3 motivational books this year. I also was able to accomplish 75 soft. So with that, I did read some books during that journey as well. But just as an example, I was able to read Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, Shoe Dog, and Getting Things Done. So I read those. Next category I want to talk about is relationships and connections. 2025 goals was building a supportive friend group, networking with like-minded individuals, letting go of relationships that no longer serve me, and some parental goals that I wanted to accomplish, and also some like mother-daughter dates that I put on here for 2025 relationships and connections. So with that being said, what did that look like for Chika? So in 2025, I told myself, Chika, the people that love you, you need to show them that you value them and that you appreciate them. So you need to initiate conversations. You need to initiate the outings, and don't sit back and wait for people to text you. Also, I told myself, text people when you think about them, and don't tarry. Like, don't wait, because if I wait, then I'm not going to text you. And it's like, oh, I was thinking about you. And I know in people's minds, well, because I know me, I'll be like, well, if you was thinking about me, you didn't text me, you didn't hit me up, you didn't say hey. And I didn't want it to feel one-sided, because I'm very self-aware. And I know if I was the person initiating and always starting conversations, I would kind of feel like I'm bothering that person. I would feel like I'm chasing them down, and I don't want any of my friends to feel that way. So I did do a better job, I feel, and this is my self-assessment, I'll have to ask my friends. But I feel like I did a better job this year of reaching out to my friends, just saying, "Hey, I'm thinking about you. Hey, I'm checking in on you. Hey, I love you." With my best friend and his husband, we have had a lot of sleepovers this year at my place and at their place. We've gone to the winery together. Um, We've done a lot of things around the city together. So I just feel really good about the relationships that I have and the people that I'm connected to and that they are connected to me. I was able to develop a newer friendship this year. My girl Shalonda, love her down. We talk constantly. We work out together. We've gone to various events together. So that's the homie. That's the homie, and I'm so grateful that she is in my life. I'm so grateful that um, God connected us and our paths crossed. So it's definitely a win for relationships and connections. Could they be better? Sure, you know. But progress, people, progress. So I'm gonna do my part, as I know they will continue to do their part because they love me and I love them. So thank you all so much to my little circle. Thank you. Next category, let's go into lifestyle and aesthetics here. So with lifestyle and aesthetics, I wanted to live more intentionally and embrace minimalism, elevate my wardrobe and style, home decor goals, hobbies like getting back into piano, gardening, vlogging, getting my passport, family trip, and clean out my closet, only keep the essentials. So, lifestyle and aesthetics, I would say that was a win for me, but also a loss for me, and I'll explain. So I was able to elevate my closet, my wardrobe, my style. I got rid of a lot of clothing that's too big because again, I'm on this weight loss journey. So I was just holding on to things because I was like, oh, well, you never know. Maybe I'll need these bigger size clothes. You just never know. But what I realized what that was doing was I was inadvertently telling myself that I would get back to 230 pounds. And I had to cut that out. I had to cut that out because I'm not going to get back to 230 pounds. I'm sitting right now at between 170, 173. That's where I'm just sitting right now. And I feel so much better in the clothing that I have. I've bought a lot of clothing this year. Y'all know I love Shein. I'm a Shein affiliate, child. So I bought clothing for Shein from Shein, Amazon, all of that. Let's see. So I say it's a loss because I did not embrace minimalism this year, and it truly has gotten to the point where I'm like, Chika, if you don't slow down on all this spending, baby, you're gonna be on the streets. Okay, you will be on the streets. So definitely in 2026, minimalism is a plus. Learning to love the things that I have, value the things that I have, take care of the things that I have, it's a plus. Shika, you don't need another shoe, you don't need another shirt, dress, none of the things. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I have got to stop. So yes, my lifestyle looks great, but see now we're bleeding into the wealth part of the vision board where I did not spend financially well. This year I did not spend financially well. I did not do a good job. I did not I had a lot of big hits to the bank account this year. Let's go on into the wealth. I bought my camera, my DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I also bought another little DJI. It's kind of like a GoPro. So it's waterproof and all that. Haven't even taken it out the box, child, to even look at it. But I have that because when I do more adventure vlogs, I'll be using that camera, especially if I'm around water and stuff like that. But I purchased the camera. I purchased a new laptop this year. Okay. I bought a lot of clothing. I bought a lot of sneakers. All of my sneakers, y'all, look brand new because I don't even wear sneakers like that. But when I want to put that ish on, I want to put that ish on. You know what I'm saying? But I don't do no heavy walking, heavy stomping in my shoes. Put them back in the box, clean them off, put them back in the box. So, my stuff stays in really good condition because I don't do a lot of wear and tear on my good stuff. Now, when I'm out here in the trails and I'm walking and I'm doing some heavy exercise, I have workout shoes for that type of stuff. All in the woods and all that. I have stuff like that. I have shoes for those type of heavy duty workouts. You know what I mean? But I have paid off some debt this year. I paid off some loans. I paid off some credit cards, which really felt good. But I also racked up on credit card and loans this year. So it's like the old stuff I had, paid it off, but then I went right back to doing the thing that got me in debt in the beginning. So I told myself that I cannot keep carrying on the way I'm carrying on. It's not healthy for me to constantly be trying to figure out where my money goes. You know what I mean? Like the whole eating out thing or the emotional buying. It's a problem. I've got to gain some control. I'm like, Chika, you're 32 now. Like, you got to figure this out. Like, you got to be a grown up about it. You got to look at your finances. By not looking at them, it's not going to make the problem disappear. If anything, the stuff that's on auto pay and you ain't looking at it, it's putting you more in the hole. So I have made it my business to write down every single thing that's outstanding and come up with a plan to get all these things paid off and down. Period. So if it's not in the plan or the budget, Chika can't do it. I can't do it. Like, we're going to have to start having good times at the house, good times in the yard. You know what I mean? Like, all of this is crazy. Anyway, let me not get off on a tangent as I do. But as far as the trip goes, I did have a family trip in September. So that was on the vision board. I had a family trip. We went to the beach. It was successful. And I mean, we just had a good time. So there's lifestyle and aesthetics. And it's also wealth for 2025. Let me see what else. So all in all, to recap on 2025, oh child, there's a lot happening in the world, and I'm very aware, and I keep myself up to date and knowledgeable on the world and the happenings of what's going on. So that weighs on me. So sometimes I have to take breaks from the news and media outlets so that I can have a peace of mind. But just on that standpoint alone, what's going on in the world, but what's going on in the United States, child, it's been a year. It's been a year, child. It's been a year, but it has flown by. I am completely and totally blessed. I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for the accomplishments that have transpired. Baby, I feel like Superwoman because the things get done. Now, the sleep is suffering, but the things get done. I'm super proud of myself for saying I am going to start my YouTube channel finally, and following through. I have not missed a week since I started in March, and I am so very proud of myself. Pats on the back, hand claps, because Chika, you did it, girl. You did it, girl. Honey, I am a mama. I'm a mama of 3. I co-parent very well with their baba. I'm in a relationship, and I work full time, and I do this YouTube thing. I stay up in the wee nights. I stay up to the wee hours of the morning editing, filming, doing what I got to do because, baby, there's goals. We got goals and things we're trying to accomplish. You know what I mean? And I had to stop using the excuse that because I have all these things going on, the working, the parenting, the making sure that they're good, taking them to and fro and all this, I had to cut out the excuses. And I said, well, honey, if you want more, you got to do more. And something gonna have to suffer. It is until you get to the place you want to be, Chika. So I've been grinding, and I'm so proud of myself for that. That's the biggest win this year. It's just being on YouTube and getting a sponsorship. Literally, I started in March. I got a sponsorship in June with Mochi. And I'm like, what? Mochi, y'all see me? At first I thought it was a scam, but no, baby. The checks be checking. The checks hit the account, and I do what I gotta do because it's something I truly believe in. I am a Mochi like subscriber. Like I use Mochi. That's how I get my GLP-1s. And they also have stuff for like acne and all of that. So I think I'm gonna get me some acne products from them. But I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful. So let's transition to 2026, shall we? So for 2025, some goals did not materialize, and that's okay because those are the things that I'm going to carry over into 2026 and continuously work on them. So let's get into my goals for 2026, shall we? Got my handy dandy little notebook here, and let's get started. So I wrote it all up. So between, child, all right, these 2 pages, honey. So I still am using the same categories that I used for 2025's vision board: the health, physical and mental and wellness, career and business, personal growth and education, wealth, relationships and connections, and lifestyle and aesthetics. I'm still using those categories for this year. But it looks a little differently for me this year. I want to make sure that for my health and wellness that I am sticking to taking my vitamins. And that's not a whole heap of vitamins, y'all. I have to take a daily multivitamin just because of the way I eat. I lack a lot of things. So I have to make sure I take that. I want to make sure that I'm still being consistent with my workouts. I like and enjoy working out every single day, whether that be hard and strenuous or whether that's a light walk on the treadmill or outside. So it's not hot and heavy every single day, but every day I am having some daily movements and I am reaching at least 12,000 steps per day, which sounds like a lot for some, but for me, that's actually not a lot. I typically get about 15 to 16,000 steps a day. So I want to ensure that I am reaching at least 12,000 for the day. Still have weight loss goals, family. Like I said, I'm toggling between 170 and 173, but I have weight loss goals. I do want to get to 160 to see how I feel at that point. And then whether I maintain or go for 155, 150 pounds, I don't know. But right now, the next milestone for me is 160 pounds. So I'm going to make sure that I am doing what I can to ensure that I get to my goal weight. So one of the things that I felt like lacked a whole lot in 2025 was my meditation and prayer sessions. And I cannot continue to go on like that. So I need to ensure that I set aside at least one time a month, and that's the bare minimum, to have my meditational sessions, my prayers, and do everything I can spiritually that align with my practice. I don't feel lost, and I don't just feel like life is just dragging me along. Like I'm doing the things, but I just feel like I'm not grounded. So that's a big thing for me this year, Chika, making sure that I am setting aside intentional time to breathe, to, align my spirit, to talk to God and just be one. You know what I mean? No phones, no camera, no going to and fro, just stillness. So I want to ensure that I take time for that. It's very important to me, and I really just don't like that I just put that to the side. I have career goals, especially with YouTube, my channel, my businesses, getting more LLCs. I want to make sure that I am that boss lady that I want to be. And I need to make sure everything is decent and in order while doing these things. So a lot of paperwork needs to be done. and businesses need to be perfected and started and all of that. So there's some goals here that I have set for my 9 to 5. Again, I'm in the financial industry, so I want to make sure that I'm doing everything I can to stay on top of it and serve the clientele a little bit better. Personal growth and education, I had it on the board for 2025, but taking classes for YouTube, for editing. I use CapCut Pro, and they have a lot of videos there that show you how to do certain editing for your videos. So I want to make sure that I am just a well-knowledged content creator. This is a business, this is a job, and I want to make sure that I am doing the best that I can do in every area of my life. So I need to become more informed. There's a certain amount of subscribers that I want to have by the end of the year. There's certain sponsorships and brands that I would like to work with when it comes to YouTube. Personal growth and education. I want to continue to read. I want to start doing bed, book, and tea around 9:30 to 10 p.m. And what that means for me is I want to shut off the electronics. And I want to have my book. I want to have my chamomile tea with lavender and all of that. And I want to sit and I want to read my book until I fall asleep at night. I think that will help ease my mind. And I won't be just reading any old book. I'll be reading a lot of self-help, developmental books and things like that, because that's what I choose to read. Now, I love me a good Zane book and all of that. But at night, I want to read something that's going to help me mentally. And what I feel like does that is self-help / motivational type of books. So bed, book, tea is something I will be doing in 2026. There's certain financial goals that I have this year as well, and time frames that I want to have these certain goals met. So with that being said, I am going to be adopting the minimalistic lifestyle. I'm going to be shopping my closet. I'm no longer going to be just having these shopping hauls and then shopper's remorse after the fact when all this stuff start arriving at the house. I want to have sinking funds. So a bucket for my hair and nails, a bucket for vacations, a bucket for if I do want to get some certain clothing for like a certain event or something like that. So that way it's not coming out of the bill money or out of this big bucket over here. Everything will have its own bucket. And if there's no funds in there to buy these certain things, then I just won't be buying them. So I am truly going to stop impulse shopping. I've been talking to myself. I've been coaching myself, therapizing myself. Like, Chika, buying gives you temporary satisfaction, and then when the stuff arrives at the door, I open it all up and I'm like, oh, that's it. Oh, the thrill is gone. The thrill is gone. And I'm like, ooh, what else can I get on Amazon and buy? Ooh, what else? So this whole consumerism thing, I've got to let it go. I don't need the latest and greatest of anything. And I don't upgrade phones every time they come out. I've never been that type of person anyway, to upgrade the phone every time a new one come out. Not doing it. My problem is with purses, clothing, shoes. I have got to cut it out because I have clothes in 3 different closets. I have purses in 2 different closets. I have shoes inside, outside. I don't need any more. I am going to be re-wearing my clothes, which I do anyway, but shopping my closet, mix and matches the shirts with the pants, because I don't need any more, especially like fast fashion. And I love Shein and all of that. But child, when you think about how it affects the environment and the people who have to make the clothing and make the phones that we are so privy to, it gets deep, and I just don't want to be a part of it. So I'm no longer just frivolously spending. That I cannot afford to do that. And just with relationships and connections, y'all, let me just talk to you. just with relationships and connections, I want to make sure that I'm continuously checking in on my friends. I am initiating conversations, initiating the outings, and spending time with them, having phone calls and not just texting. I just want to make sure that they know that I love them and I value them and they are super important in my life. So I will be making sure that they know I appreciate them. So family, this is the end of the video, and I hope that you know you all celebrate your small wins, celebrate your big wins, celebrate just being able to get up and do the things that you have to do just to survive. It's a win. Let me know in the comments again the things that you all have accomplished, what you're working on, some of your goals for 2026. Like, y'all, this is not to be strict, rigorous, and to be like, you gotta do this. That's not what it's about. Me setting the goals is a guideline, right? It's a guideline, and so that I stay on track, because baby, I be on all the tracks. And this right here is like a roadmap. She could, hey, stay on this roadmap. Remember what you said. Now, it's accountability for me. That's why I make vision boards. It's not you, new year, new me, none of that. It's not temporary. You all have seen my 2025 vision board. If you haven't watched the video from back in June, July that I made for the mid-year point, go look at that video as well. There's so many things on this vision board that I have accomplished and I am so proud of. A lot of things on here that I'm still working through, but again, I'm able to reflect. I'm able to see the things that I wanted to do and do them, and check it off if they're done already, or to put a little slash beside it if it's something I'm still working on. But this works for me. I'm so glad that I continue to do vision boards year after year, just so I can progress and become the version of myself that I want to be. I'm super proud of Chika. I know I talk in the third person a lot, but I'm super proud of myself for just continuing the grind of it all and continuing to want a better life for me and for my children. So thank you all so much for being here. I truly appreciate you. I love you all. Please hit the like button, subscribe, share, turn on your notification bell so that anytime I post, you'll get notified that I am posting. I appreciate you all. Love you all so much. And I will see you all in the next video. Love you. Take care.